Welcome to the Style Arcades podcast, brought to you by Victoria Leeds. Style Arcades is your front row seat to the world of fashion, lifestyle and culture, where trends meet timeless conversations. Join me, Michelle Eagleton, as we chat you through the latest in fashion, beauty, home, lifestyle and so much more, all through the lens of designer brands and local influencers. We'll be delving behind the scenes into the stories behind the brands that you'll find in our centre, plus giving you the latest trends and tips to enhance your very own style. Our gorgeous studio is styled by North Home, and the wonderful artwork is brought to you by Castle Fine Art. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Style Arcades. In this episode, we are talking all things self-care, well-being and feeling good. And to join me, I have got just the guest. Please welcome to our podcast, the wonderful celebrity hair and makeup designer, Tally Bookbinder.
Hello, hello.
And we've also got Nicola, the founder of Allertons. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Are you loving our studio?
It's gorgeous, beautiful, really lovely.
Well, we have got some great fragrance for you to enjoy a little bit later. We've got some calming fragrance because, of course, today is all about a bit of self-care. And it's something I think you guys definitely know a lot about, because self-care is about feeling good. Feeling good as well is a bit of retail therapy. So we're in the perfect place, Victoria Leeds. What do you love about Victoria Leeds? Because I know that you spend quite a lot of time here.
I spent about 80% of my life here.
I know.
I mean, I liked it even before I moved in, you know. Where else do you come for a bit of luxury and self-care, you know, in Leeds, Victoria Gate, Victoria Quarter? Where else is there to be?
Absolutely. No, it is a really brilliant place. It also looks good. And I think that's where
Gorgeous.
You've come in, because you visited quite a few times, not just to purchase stuff, but with the job that you do, some shoots here.
Well, I've done a shoot here and we get to go to some gorgeous locations. And I remember doing a fashion shoot here because, of course, the architecture, the backdrop is stunning. So, yeah, I did a fashion shoot in here a few years ago.
It definitely kind of has that feel because of the way that it looks, doesn't it? It has
Sure.
that feel. In terms of choosing a place for your flagship store, was it because of that vibe that it gives you, Nick?
I mean, absolutely. If you're going to have a premium brand like Allertons anywhere in Leeds, there's nowhere else to put it other than Victoria Gate. And with the kind of size and space and kind of grandeur of the whole place, we just fit right in. Our clients love it here. We love it here. And like I said, where else is there to go for something that we offer and that you offer and all of that?
And I've got to say, we love having you here.
Thank you very much.
The people of Leeds and beyond absolutely love it, because when you opened in December 2023, I mean, people were queuing right round the corner. It was insane. How did that feel?
I mean, we expect it, obviously, because we're Allertons and that's what we do. But no, it felt absolutely insane to see, because we've been doing these events it's our 11th anniversary in 2 weeks. So we've been doing these on varying scales for 11 years. And I always get nervous about an hour before, thinking nobody's going to come. It's like, what if nobody got the email? What if nobody got this? And I'm thinking, I'm going to be really embarrassed. I'm going to be sat there with my microphone at the front of the shop and nobody's going to be there. And then when I saw that happening, people starting to queue from like 4 o'clock, and we put this Disneyland style zigzag queue all the way down the mall.
Was there a fast pass like Disneyland?
We treat everybody the same. So no.
Everyone treated equally.
Everybody is equal.
I would have done.
Yeah.
For
It should
sure.
have already been in
For sure.
with the
On the
Costco Prosecco
fizz.
on the inside, and to see it go all the way out the store, and then Joe, centre manager, come up to me, Nick, you need to start now. Because we can't have the whole shopping centre being commandeered for you.
What a great feeling that must have been.
Yeah, it was great. And I was thinking, no, it's 6 o'clock. You know, that's when all the advertisements say 6 o'clock, but, you know, we obviously like to work with everybody and everything. But it was great. And the clients loved it, even though they queued for 4 hours to get in. Wow. The team loved it. And I'm hoping the centre loved it, to get that kind of buzz in the centre. So we're just glad to be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is the UK's first self-care department store. I mean, that title says it all. You just want to be in it and be part of it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And when we were pitching this idea to Victoria Gate and to our suppliers, because a lot of the brands we have are not things that you would find in a traditional salon, if you want to call it a salon. So I had to pitch this idea. I said, no, think of it as John Lewis without the TVs, not a salon with a cafe stuck onto it. You know,
I like that.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to get across, and nobody got it. But now it's open with 4-hour queues to get in.
They all get it.
They all get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet nobody wants to leave.
That's the whole plan. So when Mr. Selfridge invented the idea of dwell time in department stores by putting libraries in, cafes in, we wanted to create somewhere that, you know, you don't go in and you check in at a desk and you've got a sad copy of 3-month-old Vogue sitting in the corner like a doctor, you know. We wanted to create somewhere that you want to hang out, that you want to be, that you can spend all day if you want. And I'm hoping we've achieved that.
Do you get any time for self-care, Tally?
Not enough, Michelle.
I know, you need to hang out
Not
at Allerton.
enough. Yeah. When I'm finished here, I'm literally might not leave. That's where I'm going, straight there.
Literally,
You and me.
myself.
What would you class as self-care?
Oh gosh, it's just literally taking some time for yourself and indulging. And you know, stuff that we feel almost guilty about, don't we? Yeah. We do it and it's like, oh, I should really be up doing... So, but it's the guilty stuff you feel. And it can be sat with a face mask on watching a trashy box set. That's self-care, right?
Yeah.
For me. And that's what we don't have enough time to do, ever.
And I think once you've done self-care, you've had a bit of self-care, and you must see this with the clients that come in, it changes a person's attitude, right?
Yeah. You should see self-care just like healthcare. You know, essentially it's the same thing. If you're not looking after yourself... how do you expect to do all the other responsibilities during the day, during the week, and all that kind of stuff? You have to look after yourself, and you have to take the time to look after yourself. And that's why we are, you know, obviously salons and what we do is about what you look like, but it helps how you feel and how you're perceived and how you perceive yourself and how you feel, which is it's an all-encompassing approach to everything, to your whole life.
I think it almost reset, you can reset yourself.
Yeah.
With some really good quality time self-care, can't you? To a level where you feel you can take all that back on. If you know you've got a stressful week, a busy week, if you just have a day to reset, it can set you up.
Yeah.
And you mentioned there about kind of feeling good and kind of the attitudes that you change in yourself after the self-care. That comes across, I imagine, in your profession, you know, doing hair and makeup design. You must see them change when they sit there and you've transformed them.
Oh, absolutely, because you're giving them a confidence. You're giving them, you're kind of building them back up. They might be going through a very, very stressful time. They might have had a terrible night's sleep. They've got their own secret trauma going on that no one knows. But as soon as they get onto that screen, the actor becomes a whole different person. But you're giving them an hour of self-care in the chair before they go out to face everyone. And that just elevates them to a whole new level where they actually say, oh, I feel amazing, thank you so much.
Yeah, and that is brilliant to be able to do that. What drew you to makeup? Was it something you'd always wanted to do?
Do you know, when I was little, I used to spend most weekends with my Bobby, who was my mum's mum. She used to take me into Boots and we used to test lipsticks on the back of our hands, and we spent the whole time, I must have been about 6 or 7, and we just had a day out in Manchester testing lipsticks. I came home colour stained and I just adored it. And then when I was older and I was waiting to go to makeup school, I got a job in Boots behind the counter, and she was so thrilled because of course it took me back.
I used to work at Boots.
Did you? Yeah. You were there too?
Yeah, I used to work for Clinique in Boots.
I love that.
When I was 17.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. There's nothing like a makeup counter for experience.
Yeah.
It teaches you people skills.
Yeah.
I tell all my students this. It teaches people skills. You get to work with loads of different products. You people watch. It's fantastic, isn't it? Did you love it?
I loved it. God, it's
what
so long ago.
What brand did you work for then in Boots?
I've worked for the first proper job I had. I mean, my first job was a hardware shop.
Right.
I used to cut wood and sell pet food and stuff like that.
A little bit different from what you're doing
Super
today,
different,
Nick.
super different. But when I was 17, I worked for Clinique in Boots.
Right.
And then I worked for Lauder in Debenhams.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You worked for Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder in Debenhams in Leeds.
I worked for Estee Lauder in Debenhams in Manchester. Separated at birth.
Your paths were destined to
We
cross.
are the same person.
We are.
Yeah, we're the same person.
But you know what that shows? It shows that from those small beginnings like that, you ignited a flame, you know, in some way.
Sure.
Yours was makeup and yours was kind of, I suppose, the people person, the connection, the community.
Yeah, because after my counter career, I guess, so after Lauder, I went to work for La Mer in Harvey Nichols here. And now I was 21.
So that's going into the element of skincare.
Yeah.
Right.
And then my first proper business was I started a recruitment agency. Because you know the girls that spray the perfume, all the new perfumes, covering vacancies, covering maternity leave, all that kind of stuff. I started my own agency. And I had that for a decade before I sold that to open the first branch of Allertons.
Wow.
So it's all
So interesting.
all thanks to Boots.
I love that.
All thanks to Boots.
Yeah.
All thanks to Boots and the subsidised canteen that they used to have inside Boots. You could get a full breakfast for like 50p.
Oh, that subsidised
Yeah.
canteen. But the one in Debenhams was even better.
Was it?
That topped it. In Manchester.
That was Manchester.
Let's
yeah.
not start an argument over that.
Who
Leeds,
had a better canteen?
we just had a smoking room and a vending machine. Remember when you could smoke
Smoking
inside?
room.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
We're showing our
It
age
had a
here.
glass
I love
wall, and it was like a film because on the inside of the glass was just smoke with people's high heels like that. And,
I love it. I love it. Back in the day, back in the day.
day.
And talking about the early startings then, so you went from there and then you went to makeup school. One of your first jobs was really exciting and a bit kind of starry. Well, a lot starry. I'm not going to lie here. One of the biggest boy bands of the time, still one of the biggest boy bands.
Yes.
You went with Take That in the early days.
I did. I spent 2 years with them, looking after them, grooming, looking after the hair, looking after the clothes. Yeah, I was like, Mum.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
For one of your first gigs, did you realise how big that was at the time, or were you just in it?
No, I didn't realise until we turned up somewhere like Vienna to do some public appearance, and there was like barricades outside with hundreds of girls, and I was like, "What? Who are they here to see?" And then I realised they were with the five guys that we'd just all got on a flight from Manchester that I was with. I was like, what is going on? Now, I could not believe it.
Wow. I mean, it was mania. It was in the 90s.
It really was.
You were on tour with them for about 2 years.
I was 2 years with them, yeah.
years.
It was amazing, the amount of people that turned up. And then you'd go to another hotel in another country and the same fans would be there. Like, we're talking super vans. But there were kids and the mums had brought them to another, and they'd all checked into the hotel. It's a bit mad.
And it's the mums pretending that they're taking the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was the mums really who were obsessed,
So you're taking lots of different roles, really. So you're almost kind of protecting them to a point, like you say, kind of being the surrogate mum, big sister kind of thing while they're on the road.
Even though I was the same age, but just taking on that role because I was the only. To be fair, I was the only girl other than someone from the record company. So it was kind of the stylist would be like, right, these are all the outfits the boys are wearing. You know, whilst you're grooming them and getting them ready for hair and makeup. Can you make sure that Howard's shirt's is ironed? Make sure Gary's got clean shoes on. Make sure right, okay, I'll do that. Yeah. So it was a really interesting role, but I loved it. It was a great 2 years.
And so different as well, like you say, going across the world, making sure. And it's very much as well about the image with a boy band.
Yes.
So you do have to get it right in terms of makeup.
Yeah.
You think that they're guys, you know, but it is still very much the look.
They were young boys. They all had late nights. They were all partying hard. They were working so hard. I've never known anyone to work so hard, going from country to country and interview to appearance to photo shoot to interview to, you know, you've got to have that stamina. So yeah, when they woke up in the morning, they were going to be on set. They wanted to look their absolute best.
Yeah.
So yeah, just because there were guys, there was no different. If you're in front of a TV screen, you're in front of a TV.
Nick, she was on set of my favourite music video from Take That.
Which song?
the one with the rain. Back for
That's
good.
good.
I mean,
yeah.
how'd you do the makeup in the rain, Tally?
Well, what you don't realise is it was pretend. They were under a massive umbrella.
Spoiling my illusion.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's ruined the whole
It was
90s
a massive
for me.
industrial. However, I was quite inexperienced and I hadn't done a video before, a music video. Obviously, I did turn up to spend 3 days in the rain in cream suede lace-up boots. As you would, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you've got to have the style going on.
The style had to
You've
be
got
going
to have
on,
the style
correct.
going on. Before we finish on Take That, I have to ask, who was your favourite?
Everybody asked me this, and I will only say to you, I love them all equally. But when they did split, not to pinpoint anyone directly, I did stay with Gary. I did some of his solo career, so I stayed. So,
See, Gary's my favourite.
Is it?
Yeah, you shouldn't have a
well,
favourite.
you've interviewed him as well,
I've
haven't you?
interviewed him a few times. Yeah, interviewed
You've had
Jason
some banter
as well.
with him, haven't you, Gary?
I've had banter
Yeah.
with Gary. No, but they're all nice boys. They really are. And I'm so
Fantastic
glad
boys.
that they came back. And obviously, it was my era of the 90s. I loved it. Loved spilling a bit of tea there, Tally. I'm not
Yeah.
going to lie.
Yeah.
The boys, though, they were part of kind of, I think, I would say, and you might disagree with this in terms of makeup, but that revolution of men looking after themselves, seeing that emerge with boy bands, David Beckham. Obviously,
Yeah, for
kind
sure.
of catapulted that whole male grooming
And I think
thing.
I started it.
Of
It
course,
was
you
you,
did,
of course.
Nick. Clinique counter, of
Yeah,
course.
I was the only Clinique boy in Leeds.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You
That is a
really?
tagline, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
And one of about 3 boys that worked on cosmetics.
Gosh,
Full
and
stop.
now when you walk through a department store, it's
Yeah,
an
for
equal
sure.
amount
Yeah, yeah.
of boys.
And for you as well at Allertons, I mean, there is this really nice balance of it attracting males and females. Was that important to you?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, self-care is self-care and skin is skin.
Sure.
Everybody wants to look after themselves. Everybody wants to feel good with themselves. So we've got a barber concession in Allertons, so men feel just as welcome as women. And everything we do basically is for everybody.
Yeah.
Just because it's, I don't know, waxing or a massage or a facial, we try not to gender anything. So everybody can have everything done because everybody eats, everybody has their hair done.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
for
So
sure.
I didn't see the point in separating anything out.
No.
Everything is for everybody.
Have you seen male grooming change over the years? Because obviously this is your 11th year.
Yeah.
Has it changed? Has trends kind of instigated that?
I mean, back in the day, when I was working for Clinique, it was one of the only premium brands that had a full range of men's skincare, and that's actually remained almost exactly the same from then until now. But you also had companies like Jean Paul Gaultier, which had men's makeup 20 years ago, and now you tend to everybody just buys everything. It's more about the universal
Correct.
human nature of wanting to feel and wanting to look good, So I think that brands have rightly cottoned on to the fact that, look, we're all just humans and we're all just people, and we're all coming back to, the digital revolution, for example. Everybody's been on their phone and scrolling on their phone, but really people crave now human touch and human connection, and that's what the industry is all about. And I hate buying stuff online.
Just going to say that to you.
Yeah.
I've got to go into a store, I was thinking about your store actually. Can't buy anything like that online.
No.
You've got to go in, you've got to feel the product, you've got to
Smell
see
it.
them and smell it. And the same with clothes, you've got to try them on.
It isn't
I
the same
hate
vibe. It really isn't.
I mean, we all know when we buy things online as well, I would say 9 times out of 10 we're sending it back because it's not right, which is why the high street, I think it's so important that we've got to keep it busy, haven't we?
But shouldn't shopping be an experience because you are treating yourself? So you want to have that nice kind of interaction with people.
And that's what Victoria Gate's all about, right?
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't an experience, it wouldn't be what it is now. You have to have the setting and the stores and the people. And like your career, you need an expert and you want an expert's opinion to show you the way. You know, what am I wearing? What colour am I wearing? How do I put it on? And you just don't get that online.
No,
you might get
you
some
don't.
AI thing that says, okay, this colour might suit you. But real life is completely
Oh, it's
different.
it's so much better,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
And you must find as well when you're making up people that you are recommending products at the same time. So they're obviously getting that advice,
Yeah,
that
well, it's a
they're not
personal
having.
touch, isn't it? Because the problem is people see things online but don't realise that it might not actually suit them. It's not for them. People say to me, I've seen this product, what do you think? And I'm saying, that's great, but not for you. They don't realise when they're looking at things, it's all about marketing. Companies are selling so much online, but universally and under almost like a generic umbrella, and one size does not fit all. Everyone's different.
Would you say that about trends? Because there's a lot of makeup trends that you see.
Absolutely.
You see it on kind of like TikTok, on social media. And I always think to myself, could I pull that off? But there is that consensus that you'll see a trend and you'll try it, but does that not work?
It doesn't work. The thing is with the trend, it's also like fashion trends. There's loads of stuff out there, but you wear what you feel comfy in and what suits you and what's right for you. Makeup trends, I mean, there's so many. There's a trend out at the moment, a coloured mascara, which is absolutely gorgeous, and my 18-year-old self is jumping up and down for
Blue
joy.
mascara,
Blue,
80s,
cobalt
yeah.
blue, Mary
Yeah.
Quant. I was the queen of it. When you saw me walk down the street, I might as well have had a high-vis jacket on,
Right, okay.
because it was my lashes. Now, if I rock that fashion today,
Yeah.
I know my daughter would go, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But probably for someone her age, it would look absolutely gorgeous. So the thing with these trends you've got to put them into context. It's got to be right for you. Does it suit you? Is it fitting for where you are?
Yeah, compare it to a haute couture fashion show. You might think it looks crazy walking down the runway, but that's not the point of it. The point of it is to diffuse it into an everyday look.
Yeah.
Similar with makeup and skincare. The worst thing I'm seeing at the moment is kids. So my definition of a kid is anybody under 35. But a kid, so
This
10-year-old,
new trend with skincare,
going to places to buy retinol and that kind of thing. It's like, that is not for you.
Well, that is worrying as a mother. I've got a
Massively.
14-year-old
But
daughter
why are
like
mothers,
that. Yeah.
Why are the mothers giving their saying, yes, of course you can have that skincare, that's only appropriate for someone over 20, and of course I'll bite you. Why are they doing that?
But I think that shows the importance of somewhere like Allertons, that if somebody came in and was like, I'm buying that for my 14-year-old daughter like mine, that you'd go, well, they don't need retinol.
Yeah.
But it's when there isn't that advice, that's when it goes wrong.
Yeah, it's when everything is about buzz and trends, that retinol is this miracle ingredient for this and this and this, when one, it's not, and two, retinol is corrective.
It's got to be used the correct way.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing. And you can't buy that online. But people are and misusing it, aren't they?
Yeah, and 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds using it, which is insane.
Dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, and dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's important, I think, to keep your eye, both of you, isn't it, on trends, but also kind of dissect them in the way that you do.
Yeah.
Are there any trends, makeup-wise, though, that you go, oh, my goodness, I don't like that?
There's more makeup trends like that than... Okay, I've got a few issues. Great, big, massive brows. Very, 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 very defined.
Looking at mine now.
No, yours are,
Please
Just in
don't.
case.
yours are beautiful. Well, we have got a connection with your brows because you did let me look after them once for you. They're a lovely shade. Lovely shade. I'm also very, very perturbed with the people still contouring to the degree where they look at an image on social media which is filtered and which is lit very, very specifically. They're doing that look on themselves and then they're walking outside into the street after not checking, and it looks like they've got these dirty marks under there, and they're thinking that I'm going to shade my nose, I'm going to give myself a different nose, and they don't realise that actually doesn't work. I don't know if you feel like that.
Yeah, for sure. And the worst thing is inspiration pictures for hair colour, for example.
Yeah.
I want this. No, you can't have that, because that one is computer generated.
Oh, that's so funny you say this.
And it's social media has created impossible standards
Absolutely.
and impossible expectations.
It's so weird you say this. Only last night, I actually posted on Instagram. There was a whole AI generated little reel that I reposted. It's talking about women's unrealistic beauty expectations. Because when I always ask someone, what can you show me an inspo picture before I do them? They always show me a filtered, possibly AI generated, this is how I want to look. And I have to say, she doesn't even look like that. Because she doesn't exist. Yeah. She doesn't exist. Yeah.
It's kind of gone one further than back in the day, because you used to go into a hairdresser's with a magazine, and I think I did it myself. And it's like, Jennifer Aniston, I want to look like Jennifer Aniston from Friends, and it's like you'd have the haircut that would be Jennifer Aniston's haircut, but you wouldn't look like her, and you'd be like, that doesn't look like you. So it's just gone on further, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
It's developed, hasn't it? And it worries me. Does it? I don't know how you feel about it.
I see it as an opportunity to guide people the right way. Where other places are doing things wrong, I'm hoping that we will do things right. We are guided by the client or the guest. It's up to us to educate, not to judge people and say, look, I can't do this for you because, one, you don't look like that person, and neither should you. You should look like yourself.
Absolutely.
You should just look like a polished, put together version of yourself.
Absolutely.
So let's look at what options we can do.
That's actually really interesting, and I've never thought of it like that, but I have noticed an increase in one-to-one classes. So I do like a 3-hour class one-to-one in my little makeup studio, because I feel people, they're intimidated with what they've got in the makeup bag.
Yeah, because I imagine that sometimes you just see people's makeup bags and they've got products in there that you're like, well, I shouldn't be wearing that.
Well, this is the problem, and they'll say, oh, someone bought me this, or I bought this online and I've no idea. I've never used it. And it might be a absolutely gorgeous product, but they don't know how to use it. And I'm saying, okay, this is what you need to do. Oh, I didn't know that's what you do with it. So those one-to-one classes I find are really, really important for kind of educating and showing someone what to do with what they've got.
Yeah, because it's all right having a product and a good product, but like anything, if you can't use it in the right way or it's not right for you, then it's not worth having in your makeup bag.
And they might have it. Do you know what else is a thing? They might have it, but they don't know how to use it because they don't have the right brush. So I'm saying to them, this is the size brush is that the size brush I need? Yeah, because this is what you need to do with it. Oh, right.
Remember back in the day when you had to educate people, I want to look tanned. And it's like, no, you don't do it with foundation, because then you're going to have this line down here.
Yeah.
So foundation is the right colour, but you tan yourself with bronzing powder.
Right.
So you can bring it all down here. So it's the same kind of thing.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
But that's it. It's knowing those little tips and tricks rather than people just going, oh, well, I've got to tan myself, so I must buy this product, when actually it's all about layering it up.
Well, we learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Because we're the pioneers from back in the day.
Of course.
So it's all like, we learned from doing it wrong.
Correct,
ourselves.
Absolutely.
And because they used to do the best training. Like when they used to send you on these conferences.
The training was fantastic.
Yeah. So, we learn like that, but we're here to teach other people how to do it, because everybody has different careers. Everybody knows how to do different things. You get some people like me, geeks and pencil pushers. I could make you a spreadsheet in 5 seconds, that did everything. While makeup experts, it's easy for you because you know how.
Yeah.
And we're here to teach other people that know other things better than we do, but we're teaching them how to do makeup, skincare.
And whilst we've got you both here, we need to just pick your brains. You mentioned brushes then.
Yeah.
This is something that I always get confused about, right? I'm going to confess here. Foundation.
Yeah.
You've got so many different ways to put your foundation on.
Yeah.
I never know, should I be doing it with a brush? Should I be doing it with a sponge? Should I be doing it with my fingertips? And don't throw anything else in the mix.
Should I tell you what not to do?
Go on.
When you... this also gets right on my nerves. When you see on social media, when you've got a makeup influencer who is only used to doing her own makeup in a mirror, and she gets the product and she squeezes
God, I hate that.
on the face.
I've seen that. You don't do that.
No, that is not what the pipette is for.
No. Number one, you're wasting a ton of product, which is very expensive. Number two, you're overloading your face with so much product. When I do my one-to-ones, they actually say, one of the first things they say to me is, I can't believe how little you need. And I'm like, but that is how little you need. They're only doing that for the effects of social media, am I right?
This whole when they get the pipette and they draw up their face. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
So what products should we have, really? I mean, I know there's loads out there. It's really hard to kind of define, you know, this one or that one, but what should we be looking for?
You know what is
essentially?
I'll tell you what a great thing to have in your makeup bag is a little palette. So many makeup companies, I don't know if you find, do gorgeous little palettes, multi-use. So there's a little lipstick and there's a blusher and there's a highlighter and there's a shadow, and it's like a once, and it just goes in your makeup bag, and you might be able to use the lipstick, a dot of it on your cheek for blusher. You might be able to use the powder blusher for eyeshadow. And it's just about having decent brushes and using it in different ways, thinking outside the box.
You've just reminded me.
Go on.
The Lauder Christmas.
Oh, those
blockbuster sets.
You need to explain what a blockbuster set is.
You explain it.
It was Christmas set. I think they still do it. Christmas
do
box.
they?
Yeah, I think so.
I need one this year.
I think the rule is different, but it was 35 quid. And it was a big, massive red box, and you got a big, massive bag inside with a whole year's worth of makeup inside.
There was about 20 eyeshadows in there.
Yeah, 20 eyeshadows, a million blushes, brushes, skincare.
Were they all good colours? Because that's the worrying thing. You know, when they do these big packs and you're like, oh, I don't like that. It's a red in there and I wouldn't use that.
No, but then sometimes the idea with those is you could just pick out of it what you wanted, what suited you. And it was phenomenal. But it was free.
Yeah,
with two other products. You had to buy two products.
One of them had to be perfume.
Yeah,
right. And so everybody bought at the time Youth Dew, which is a brown bottle with a little bow around
the gold bow at the waist.
Yeah, and it was about $19.50.
Yeah,
love it.
And then the refill for the eyebrow pencil was about £9. And then you got this box that was worth like 300 quid.
It was a phenomenal box.
Do you know what? Your eyes light up when you're talking about products. You must be in your element when you're choosing the products for Allertons.
Yeah. I mean, it's different now. It was back in the day. So I would have actually, speaking of this particular brand, we were the only stockists in Leeds.
Really?
In our first,
of Neom?
Really?
Yeah. Before they opened their standalone store and before John Lewis opened, in our first store, we were the only Neom stockist in Leeds.
Right.
So it was great making a hit list of brands, and then you soon discover some of these brands like, no, what are you calling us for? It's like when I first opened, which is about the size of this room, 4 chairs down one side and a reception desk, I called Chanel. I want to stock Chanel number 5. It's like, what you want? It's like, why would, we're not going to put Chanel in a little cupboard like yours.
But I love the fact that you rung them. And
Yeah.
kind of like, why not?
And it was really nice. He called me back and said, I'm just calling you to say no, but I wanted to explain why.
Okay.
And now it's different because brands come to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what are we getting in return, And we're about to launch Dermalogica in Allertons and have a full suite of facials. We've obviously got a load of brands that are world famous that we do collaborations with and all that kind of thing. But I still have my kind of wish list, but we're working through those now, and we have most of them now.
What is it you look for in those products to stock?
Yeah, other than profit, is a relative exclusivity, and I don't mean price-wise because we don't want to outprice people, but everybody's on a different income and all that kind of thing, but geographically, where else sells this? Do I have a unique reason for selling it? Mm-hmm. And with my, 24 years working in the industry, I keep forgetting I turn 42 in July. They have to work. They have to be effective. We don't sell things on buzz or on it's the latest TikTok thing. Or
it's going to last 2 minutes, that isn't it? You're not going to be selling it this time next year if it's on TikTok now because it'll be old news, right?
Yeah, we want to sell things that people keep coming back for over and over and over again because they've tried it and it works. They've used it for months and it works, and it'll keep working. As long as you stick to it. So that's what I'm looking for.
And you had something quite cool for the 10th anniversary. You collaborated with a couple of brands that we know and we love. Are you doing that again for your 11th?
We are. So for our 10th anniversary, the biggest deal for me was 94% of businesses in my industry, so salons, etc., closed down before they're 10 years old. So it was a huge milestone to reach in the first place. So I reached out to Kerastase, GHD, Kerner, which is a great Dutch hair care brand, to create 10th anniversary products for our launch, for our milestone, I guess. So GHD made us a custom set of straighteners that said Allerton's GHD 10th birthday on them.
How fantastic is that? That's fantastic.
They sold out immediately. Kerastase did Kerastase 10th anniversary hair oil. Kerner did a 10th anniversary hair cream. And to be able to ask these kind of brands, can you make something for us? And for them to say yeah, versus the kid with acne 20 years ago working on Clinique is
brilliant.
It was one of
What
those
an
moments.
achievement. Yeah.
It was one of those moments.
Congratulations.
That you thought, thank you very much.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wasn't doing Robbie Williams' makeup
Don't
or
matter.
anything like
Hey,
that.
don't matter.
Yeah,
don't matter.
I want you to give us a little bit of insight as to what we're going to expect from that 11th birthday.
Right, so we've got another Kerastase 11th anniversary collaboration, which are these gorgeous gift sets, which will be in the store the day before the anniversary. So the anniversary on the 28th. It'll be 11 years to the day that we opened.
Brilliant.
Since we were there 4 a.m, scraping vinyl off the window because we shouldn't have opened on that day because it still looked a dump. So we've got that going on. We've got loads of guests coming. We've got our we're now famous event queue.
Oh gosh, it'll be even longer this time. I'm sure it
Fantastic.
will.
Well, this keeps saying I have to cap the visitors because I cause a nuisance.
Oh.
Have people got to get a ticket for this?
Yeah, so the tickets are sold out.
Oh, right, there you go. We're done for.
We're not going to be able to go.
No, yeah, I'll hook
We
you
might
up.
have to gate crash.
Yeah.
We'll
Go in
gate
the back
crash.
door, go
The
in the
back
back
door.
I'll hook you up, don't worry.
Thank you.
Oh, brilliant.
But yeah, the tickets are sold out, which it's nice to be able to put something and sell tickets for, and within a few days they sell out, which is, I guess, it's a testament to who we are and what we do, and people like visiting us.
Yeah,
so I'm
absolutely.
very grateful for that.
And you're talking about the Robbie Williams. You've had famous faces in Allertons.
Yeah.
I wonder if you've done any of their makeup, Tally. Go on, hit us with your list.
All the Emmerdale crew.
Yes.
A lot of them come to visit us very regularly.
I'm sure.
We had the crew of the Temptations come, the singers, the group, to have massages before their concerts.
How amazing.
The great thing is when people go to the arena, we are the go-to place to...
Of course, to come for
yeah.
an experience.
Yeah. We've also got a deal with, I guess, the most premium hotel in Leeds to chauffeur people to Allertons to use our private suite for their hair and makeup and everything done. And then they get chauffeured back over and then straight to the arena. And,
Oh, I love it. Incognito,
Yeah.
great. Because it isn't just hair and makeup.
No.
You have got kind of your massages. It is a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
There's even going to be yoga coming soon.
Yeah. So, the first thing you see is the cafe outside.
Yeah.
Then you've got the boutique downstairs, fragrance, home fragrance, skincare, makeup, nutrition, the most cutting edge supplements you can imagine. And then upstairs, we've got hairdressing, barbering, massages, facials, waxing, a GP, esthetician, nutritionist, personal trainer.
Gosh, sounds amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you.
We'll be coming.
That's why it's 7,000 square foot, isn't it? Or something like that. Is it 9,000 now?
It is square foot, the largest business of its kind in the UK.
Wow.
Excluding, obviously, actual department stores and stuff like that. We're also the highest rated and most reviewed salon in the UK, this particular branch. So obviously you don't get there by chance. You get there by offering things that people actually want.
That
which
is wonderful.
That is brilliant.
Really wonderful.
Yeah. And, it only takes somebody to kind of be photographed or be on the front cover of the Radio Times for you and the red carpet for people to see your work in action. You've made up so many incredible celebrities.
I've been doing it just a few years.
I know. Who's been your favourite?
Oh, you just can't answer that.
I know you've
It's
got
not-
a soft spot for Dame Sarah Story at the minute.
I do. I have a massive soft spot for. I've done loads with her. Yeah, I adore her. Do you know who I did last year? I did a short film with her, and she's another big favourite. Dame Maureen Lipman.
Oh,
I love
She's
it.
adorable.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a dame, is there?
There's nothing. We had a wonderful time together on a film last year. Yeah, she's someone I've grown up with and looked up to, and she was always a household name for me. My mum always talked about her. So
She
it
is
was a
very,
joy.
very iconic. I
Yeah.
know you've worked with Gok Wan as well on Say Yes to
Yeah,
the Dress.
I
Were
did
there lots of
3
tears?
Oh my gosh! From the crew listening to some of the stories, because of course they're real stories, and then he genuinely finds a dress for them and an outfit and a style, and there's a genuine backstory, and it was just the most amazing. I did 3 series. We filmed all during COVID, so the boutique was closed off just to us. So, it was my happy place during COVID. It was just full of beautiful smells like this, and flowers and candles and dresses and outfits and sparkles and lots of laughter. He was a dream to work with. Yeah,
I bet
he's a gorgeous man.
Did you try on any of the dresses?
Well, I didn't, but I have told my husband if I ever get married again, he's like, what to do? No, if we renew our vows, I'm going back for another dress, because looking at all the dresses in that boutique makes me realise I think I chose the wrong blooming dress.
I
and
think
it's
yes
too
to
late.
all of them. They
All
look
of them.
amazing.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
Never too late. We actually did once have a bride in. She had twin boys, and when the cameras were off, one of the boys asked if he could try one of the most expensive dresses on, which he did. He actually looked better in the dress than his mum did. Because of course you walk in there and it's just like, I want to try it on, even though you weren't the bride, you wanted to try it on. It was divine. It was a dream place to work.
And Gok is brilliant. I mean, we know how stylish he is. Did you get any tips, any advice from Gok?
I remember.
What tips do you need though?
Oh, well, thank you.
I know,
Well,
right?
thank you, Nick. Thank you. I had a big family do to go to, and I said, I've got this dress I don't want to do. Bring it in, he said, and I will customise it. So I took it in. He took the belt off. He put it as a bow around my neck. He cinched the waist in. Honestly, he did it. And then COVID happened. I've never worn it. It's hanging in my wardrobe. It's customised. It was a pewter metallic with a split up. It was divine. I thought, should I put it on or should I keep it? I know, look at your face. Don't sell it. No. I don't think I'm ever going to wear it, but he customised that for me.
Oh, you need to wear the
You
dress.
need to wear it. It needs to be worn.
And the only thing is, he always took the mickey out of everything I wore if I had an elasticated waist. It was like, what are you wearing? He used to parade me around. Okay, everyone look at what Tally's wearing, and this is how you should not be dressing. That's what he used to do with me.
No,
which was
so
very
no
funny.
elasticated waist.
No,
But that's
you're not
not how
allowed.
I want to treat people. When they I can't have somebody come through our front door and say, "This is how you don't do your hair."
No.
We're going to fix it.
Yeah.
So,
but luckily, because of my job and his job, the two of us, we just came together and we were able to kind of banter off each other, and I took it. It was funny.
Yeah.
No, I love being in his company.
I'm glad that he's nice.
He's an amazing human being. He's a really kind, lovely, warm. It was some of my best filming days were with him. We actually did get told off for laughing on the first day. The series
I can't
producer,
imagine that at all. I mean, there's been no laughing in this episode at all, has it? All gossip.
Series producer did come over and said, look, I know you're getting on really well, but can you just not chat to him? So, really? Yeah, because we're not really doing much filming because you two are just bantering and having a giggle. Yeah, it was like me. I'm so shy and
Absolutely.
I don't like talking.
Can't get her to shut up, can we? This is exactly what you want. I know later on you are going to be going back to Allertons. Is there a favourite treatment that you have when you go in? Do you get time to do that?
No, I'm our worst client. Because I had to call somebody in to start 2 hours earlier to do my hair for today.
No.
I would have done it for you.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think. You could have had me over there.
Absolutely.
Flippers and
I brought the
everything.
kit in.
Yeah. I am the worst. I mean, we do everything. And I've designed it because I kept thinking, okay, what would I want done? Mm-hmm. What do clients want to have done? What's the cutting edge things? What's new? But at most, I have my hair cut and a facial every now and again, if I can get in last minute. I like to think of it as I don't want to take away space from people that want to be there. And I don't want to come across as the kind of founder that just pushes his way in. My appointment's first, so I try to...
you're too nice. It's a good job I'm not running it because I would definitely be there going, right,
There'd be no customers. It'd just be you booked in for every treatment.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. You've got exciting things, both of you, that are coming up. I know this. You are opening some more Allertons.
We are. So
Amazing.
we are opening our 5th branch in Birmingham in the summer. So it's roughly the same size as this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
This is the best one, though.
This is by far this is obviously the best one.
Flagship.
Yeah, when we call it our flagship, we are very happy to call it our flagship. We're very proud. It's our home city, named after Chapel Allerton down the road.
Is that
Yeah.
the connection?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So I didn't want people, you have celebrity hairdressers and whatever, it's their name.
Yeah.
I'm not a hairdresser, I do spreadsheets and pencil pushing and stuff like that, and I didn't want people to work under my name because it'd be inauthentic. So I thought I'd give it a story. So it's named after Chapel Allerton, where I grew up, More Allerton, Allerton Grange Gardens, More Allerton School, Allerton Grange High School.
I love that.
Yeah, my mum
That's
used to work
brilliant.
at the More Allerton Centre at Sainsbury's.
Right.
So it was just bringing it all together. Like, it is a name that all our professionals can work underneath without trying to take on my name or my personality, which is not appropriate.
And it's still got the connection, which is
Yeah.
great. So we're looking forward to Birmingham. That's
Looking
really
forward
exciting.
to Birmingham and to London in the winter.
We want to see one in Manchester, just saying.
Right, so
Sorry.
watch this space.
Okay.
Okay. But you can travel to Leeds.
We
It's just
will.
down the
Yeah,
motorway.
oh, for
Yeah,
Dead,
just
dead
down the
quick.
motorway.
Dead,
Mind
dead
you,
quick.
it might actually be lethal if you did have one in Manchester. We might.
Yeah, never get
Yeah.
anything
No.
done. A little bird tells me, though, you are currently going to be working with an 80s pop star that is just amazing.
I've got an amazing shoot coming up next week, a collaboration. Very, very giddy. It's actually with Toya Wilcox.
Oh, what?
Now, she was one of the originals
Yeah.
of the full. How many eyeshadows can you get on your eyes?
Not enough.
Honestly, my teenage self will be screaming.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did her hair and makeup once before, a couple of weeks ago. There was a shoot with it was an 80s throwback. There was Sidita, Martin Kemp and her. It was mega.
Wow. Yeah, that would
It was
just have been
mega.
brilliant
It was
being in
mega.
that room.
And yeah, she's asked me to come back and do a collaboration with her. So I've got a shoot with her next week. How
Does she
great is
still do
that?
the crazy eyes then? Or are you going no crazy eyes?
I think she can do whatever she wants to do. I'm not bothered. I'll concentrate on making her look fabulous. She's so hardworking. I mean, she's been doing it for years and years. We're going to do some really beautiful, different stuff with her.
Well, we will look out on your socials for that.
Yeah.
Definitely want to see how that turns out.
sure.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Now,
cool.
you can't go anywhere just yet because we always like to finish our podcast episode with some quick fire questions.
Cool.
Are
Okay.
you ready,
Ready.
guys?
Sure.
Okay.
Go on.
So, what is your self-care mantra in 3 words, Nick?
Right, so you can't do 3, you can't distill a lifestyle to 3 words, I don't think. So the shortest I can give you is everything for how you live, how you look, and how you feel.
Well, that's good.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I might give you that. I know
like
it's not
that.
3 words, but can you stick to 3 words for your
I
makeup
can't
mantra?
stick to 3 words for anything, Michelle.
We should know this by now, right?
Yeah.
For my makeup mantra, I think brows, lashes and lips.
Oh,
That's it.
I
Yeah.
like
That's
that.
what's
Yeah, because if you've
important.
got them covered,
Can't leave the house without.
brows,
That's it.
lashes and lips. Going to use that
Yeah.
one going forward. Okay, do you dress for mood or occasion, Tally?
Both.
Oh.
Both.
She's
let you
cheating
have
now
both.
too.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
What would you say?
oh God. Weather?
Oh.
That wasn't an option.
That's a good
You are
point.
correct
It's right.
now.
I'm too practical.
No, you're right.
Well, I suppose the occasion does include the weather, because if it is raining outside, that's an occasion you've got to wear something practical, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you have that. Ultimate style icon, Nick.
Oh no, I'm the worst. I shouldn't own a chain of salons because I don't know who any celebrities are. But if I was to do something, I'm old school, so something like, I don't know, Piers Brosnan or something like that, James Bond.
Oh, okay.
Suave, sophisticated. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like style icon.
My mum
Oh,
taught me everything I know about
no, she won that question.
fashion. I did, didn't
Yeah.
I? Fashion. She was so stylish. She always looked immaculate. Her nails always matched. Her lipstick always had a lippy on. She was a absolute true style icon. And can I just tell you, I talked about Maureen Lipman. I have to tell you the short film I did last year. on set, I took my mum's lipstick with me and I used my mum's lipstick on Maureen. And I did tell Maureen, this whole shoot, I will be using my mum's lipstick. I felt like my mum was with me on that shoot. And I know she would have loved the fact I worked with Dame Maureen.
What a gorgeous nod. I absolutely
Yeah, do you love that?
love that.
That question, that answer won the whole bloody
I didn't really
podcast.
understand.
Yeah, for sure.
Right,
I'll take that.
no pressure on this next one.
Right.
First thing you notice on someone's outfit.
Oh God! Again, I'm the worst because I don't judge or anything. I'm like, wear what you want. But I think skin. Skin is part of your outfit.
Yeah.
You know, just like how you have your nails or whatever.
Okay.
How put together somebody is their face.
That's a good answer. I would say shoes.
Would you?
I look at shoes.
Ah,
I think mine are dirty.
No, yours are fine. No, it's got, shoes.
I think that's a good answer.
For
Sure.
I like
Because
that.
people forget about that because they're down here, but actually you're looking at the whole image that's being pulled together.
My husband would like you because he
he's
spends a
obsessed
lot
with
of money on
shoes. Good
shoes.
shoes.
I've heard that.
Good
Mine's
shoes.
bags, his is shoes. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's for another podcast.
Another podcast.
Your
Yeah.
final quickfire question, which hasn't really been quick, but I love it. Signature scent right now.
Do you know what? I love Zara. I love a Zara. They do amazing dupes. I always buy Red Temptation. It actually is always sold out, but it smells exactly the same as a very expensive other brand that's very pricey, but it's a good Zara
I'm
dupe.
intrigued.
That's got a very similar name.
Oh.
What's your signature smell?
So I'm very lucky because I'm very good friends with a perfumer called Roger Dove. So I use one of his called Sheep Extraordinaire, which is my absolute favourite. But I'm very lucky. So
I like that recommendation. We're all there now going, we
need to
need to
smell
be
it.
friends with
Yeah.
it.
This smells divine.
So Manchester, they have it in Selfridges.
Right, okay.
Do you not sell it in Allertons?
No, he won't let me.
Really?
Wrong of Roger.
I know.
Wrong of him.
I know, but what can
We'll
you do?
get that sorted. We'll get
Yeah,
that sorted.
We'll deal with
I have
that.
loved your quickfire questions. I have loved chatting to you. I could do it forever. We might have to have you back on another podcast.
Always
We're up for
welcome.
that.
Yeah.
Totally brilliant. Thank you so much. That brings episode 3 of Style Arcades to a close, but do not worry because you can go back and listen to episode 2 and episode 1. They're all on Apple, Amazon, Spotify and YouTube. You can see us in our full glory. Don't forget to follow us at Style Arcades Podcast. We are on all the socials and we will see you next time. Be stylish.